Okay, here we go. Getting into the next few days here. We've got day 2 and 3 in the books. It is now Monday, end of the day as I put this together. We did do a recap on day 1. It was very brief as I didn't get to actually capture any of my trades, but I did come out with a solid, I think in the video it said 1,033, but here Apex says it's 1,047. Moving into day 2, which we will get into, the final P&L for Friday was December 1st, and it was $2,398. Not a bad way to end the week on the account. And then today, end of the day, it was a very up and down P&L. We're going to get into that, and I'm going to show you exactly how volatile the P&L itself was, much less the market. The market was a whopper, and it was really quite the day to trade. But all in all, I came out on top. Probably could have ended the day with more than this earlier in the day, as we talked about in the introduction video, calling it quits early on, but we didn't do that. I don't think I got on tilt per se, but I definitely overtraded. So ended the day with 1,502. We're still on our way up. However, with today's P&L came a little bit of a disaster with the actual drawdown, because I gave back quite a bit of gains and didn't retain a lot of that extra drawdown. So we're kind of in the middle on the high side of the drawdown, and we'll get into that as we go through the trade recap. Let's get into it. Looking at the market data for today, we didn't really have too much. We had factory orders month over month that was reported lower than forecasted, and then that was pretty much it. Here is Friday and today, Monday. Friday, we had a bit of a downtrend moving into the market open. Here you can see exactly where all these crazy wicks are on the 10-minute chart where market opened up. We had a sharp dip down, tested the low of this range, bounced right back up, had another little wick down where I think we sort of wanted to trap some bears. And then we had a very strong move up pretty much the rest of the day, or at least the rest of the morning. A little taper off, followed by some consolidation moving into the lunch hour. Pretty expected at this point. A little more consolidation up in the higher end of the value area, which was soon to be value area once this consolidation formed. Moving into the 10-minute chart, here is today's actual action from start to finish. We had around 7 a.m. began the decline down. At market open, around 9 a.m. we had a small spike up in the range, busted below, had a failed auction at the lows with some excess down here. And then we rallied back up, back to the 10-minute 20 EMA, where we did test the, I think this is an 89 EMA. More or less, we stayed inside of this lower range that we have and just pretty much range bound action for the rest of the day. We're now going to move into the recap for day 2 and as well as day 3 and 4, which is not on the chart yet, but we're going to add that in here to this update for the video series. Let's go. So here we are, day 2. This is roughly 9 o'clock almost. Still the opening range for the most part, but I had a little bit of a P&L from a scalp trading the open at 5 p.m. on Thursday. But here I'm trying to catch a fill, which I did just at that EMA there. The orange line is the 5K tick 20 EMA. So we caught that with 10 lots, kind of on the higher side for leverage, but I'm looking for a long back up to the top of this range. I'm going to trail my stop here in a moment when we get up. And from here, I think it's just going to and hit my stop a little bit too early there. I actually pull it back, and I want to see this bounce around a little bit more. P&L's just danced around, but we're somewhat in profits. 10 lots can do a lot with 5 points. 5 points on 10 lots is $1,000, so we're just moving in and out of that fluctuation of profits. Kind of hurting the drawdown, as you can see. I do put my stop in place here. As we get to the top of that range, it does come back down, and I close that trade. Pretty much just trying to trade this breakout. Looks like it's about to run, so we take that and we let it run with another 10 lots. Getting close to the $2,000 profit target for the day. This does move back down, so I try to take profits here. Skips my stop and goes back down. Comes back up a little bit and takes me out, so I do get to keep some of those profits. I move the lot size to 5 lots on a trade, and I think we get one more here. We finally get a move up, and I am going to call it here. Pretty much any move on NQ going up into the opening range on a breakout is going to be pretty volatile. So here I finally catch the top end of this move upwards some more, and with 5 lots we're going to close out pretty quickly here. Just trying to get a strong push. 5 or 10 points is good. So we're at 2,035 here. I don't actually catch the rest of the trades on this because it was only one or two more. But we do end with the 2,398. All right, moving on to the next week's worth of trading here, Monday, December 4th. Leave it to us to take a trade within the first 23 seconds of the open. I think by the 5-minute mark, 5 minutes into the open, we've already taken 4 to 5 trades. Getting the P&L in the green isn't bad, but taking this many trades right off the bat is. So here I'm seeing a move down and a sharp move back up, so we're trying to test that reaction with a short. Immediately get stopped out, so I switch long to the top of this range up here and get chopped up. Basically doesn't go anywhere. Hurts my P&L, I get stopped out. So moving on now. So here I have a little bit more information based off the lows I'm taking along here. And what I'm looking for more or less is just a test back up top of that next range where the candles are wicking up there, but I move my stop, takes it out. I do get some profits on that. Next trade. Here we get a pretty strong move to the bottom of the range where we actually sweep the lows. So I put a buy order in place and it gets filled. My stop wasn't quite let go, so it snaps back to the bottom. We finally get the move that we're looking for here. It gets back up about halfway through the retracement of the pullback. I move my stop into place and we take profits here. So the next handful of trades here basically are a demonstration of speculative trades. There's only a few that really provide some good implementation of strategy. This one, there was a top rejection off the EMA that I wanted to go short on, so we did take this one, and it was a successful trade. It goes down pretty far. I run that stop down, try to catch it, and it runs back up a little bit, so we take some profits there. This is the peak of the P&L for the day. There were trades in between that and this one, but initially the rest of these trades are the trades I'm talking about, where we start to just take trades here and there and everywhere without actually waiting for a setup. This is more or less just getting bored. I think I'm already hitting that 11 o'clock hour at this point, 11 a.m., where I'm just giving back my gains because the price action is a little different than it is in the opening couple sessions. So like first hour and a half, 2 hours, we're getting to that third hour of the day where the lunch hour starts to kick in for the East Coast. And volume starts to die off, so price just continues to go against me in every point. But I'm also not necessarily paying attention to what it is that I'm trading. I'm trading chop, as you can see right here. But for the most part, we go down quite a ways. You can see that drawdown is getting low. I think at one point I actually do get into the 2000s, but we bring it back, and there's only one more trade here where we go long and essentially take it up just a little bit, but there's still a lot of work to do, so here are the next few trades. And the next few trades really are just a bunch of me taking a lot of speculative trades that end up forcing me to give back a lot of profits. It's 2 o'clock now, 1 hour left in trading hours, regular trading hours on futures, but I took a trade here, 15,836, and it was 10 lots of NQ. Basically around 12 points, 10 lots each. It does look like volatility's kicking up a little bit, but we've been in this range for the majority of the afternoon. If we don't get out of that by the end of the day, there's pretty much nothing left to trade. But I just wanted to point that out and get back to the rest of the video. And on this note, again, I continue to just get chopped up here. There are plenty of trade markers you can see there on all my fills, and I'm just giving back a lot of profits here from what I had just made back. And at this point, I think I'm looking for a short, but it's just not giving it to me. So I stay patient here. I'm down the same amount that I was just up a minute ago. So we get down to this point where I take the knife catch fill as on a long, and I actually get filled pretty well. And it goes up about 1,700 points, dollars, not points. And we close out right here. So that was a good trade. Continued to pretty much just give back those profits here and there and everywhere. We go red right here. Taking some more trades here. Essentially just not really being patient, just clicking away, clicking away, clicking away. But 3:50 p.m. comes right here, and I catch that algo burst at 3:50 p.m. or 2:50 p.m. Central, and get that, lock it in. Now we're in a good spot. I take a short right after that because after that jolt back up, they're going to trap the bulls, bring it back down. So I take that, take some profits, and I think I'm finally getting to a point. I mean, it's only like 5 minutes left in the day, and I think I'm done. So, traded the entire day basically, went up and down on the P&L, closed it out here for 1502.98. That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the P&L stats for a minute here. Total profits on the day, 16,330. Total loss, 13,470. Trade fees and commissions, 1,357.02. So out of all of that, we came out with a green day and $1,502.98. So just shy of $1,503. $1,500 day in and day out, constantly racking that up over a month or two. That is a solid P&L. There's easier ways to get to this point. By no means do you have to trade for a solid 7.5, 8 hours a day to get to that point. As you saw earlier in this portion of the video where we were at $2,500, $2,600 on the day, I needed to learn this lesson when I traded the 50K combine with Top Step. I'm doing it again here. So this is something that's a repeated pattern with me. It's a bad habit and we need to work on that. So we're going to move on to the next day here. Happy to say that we actually started to do some of those things. So let's take a look. All right, day 4, all right off the bat, we take a long, and it's just a quick warm-up scalp. I immediately try to just let the market sit there. I mean, you can see how fast the time is ticking by. Putting orders on both sides, trying to take a short off of this. It's not the one that works out. Do get stopped out on this one. Give back a little bit here, but I take it again and we get exactly the move we were looking for, putting us pretty much right at the daily profit target for the day. Looking for a continuation here. We do try a short one more time, but we only lose about $150. Going for a long this time, we're going to get some back and it's going to look pretty good for the profit target. We're going to try and overachieve a little bit here. It's still just only the first couple minutes of us trading this account for the day. We're up $2,620. Really great day. Had a bonus trade here at the end of the day. It's just near power hour at this point, taking a short. 2 lots, nothing big. Just off that high there. Easy pattern to copy and just easy pattern to trade. There were a couple trades I didn't get to copy, but this one was a short from 15,901.75, 2 lots down to 15,892.75. That one was a great trade, added to the P&L. And then the final trade of the day, which was off of the algorithms reactions, we basically got a 15,923 short, really quick one, down to 15,918.25. So just about 5 points. We called it on that note. It was a $3,829 day with minimal losses. The largest losing trade was only $440. Winning trade percentage is 59.46, so that's great. We're moving on now. Okay, so here we are. We got through the rough patches here. We've had 3 consistent days of profits above $1,000, with day 1 being $1,047, day 2 being $2,398 to close out the week. We had a really rough start to our week this week on Monday with $1,502.98. Tough way to get there if you watched, but we did get there. And now we are at $3,829 here on day 4. I hope that was enjoying to you. Put some notes in the comments for any ideas you have on how we can limit the number of trades we have per day in any way that you manage your emotions in and out of good and bad trades. And don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Bullish Bear, 23 Capital Trades. Peace out.